In May 2023, my father took his own life. So my father, most of his life, adult life, abused alcohol and substance abuse, that kind of thing. And it really was a strain on our family. My family stayed together through all that growing up. But once I moved out after college, his mental health really deteriorated quickly. That was something that our family kind of tried our best to handle. Eventually, he succumbed to taking his own life. And so that was by large, the hardest thing that my family and I have had to walk through, the grieving process and that sort of thing. Obviously, a lot of weight and fatigue that hits you, sadness, right? And loneliness, because you don't feel like anybody else knows exactly what you're walking through in that moment. When I first started meeting with my therapist, one of the things that proved the most helpful was walking through the stages of grief and understanding that it's really not a linear progression, but sort of a spectrum of you can go back and forth between some of these emotions and really feel multiple emotions at once. One of the most surprising things about coming to the Refuge Center is what brought me in the door is not necessarily the same thing that's what's kept me here. So what brought me in was the immediacy of the loss of my father and that grieving process, but what's kept me coming back and continued to help me is the holistic approach of what are some other things that you would like to grow in? How would you like to grow in your mental health? And what are those things that might be holding you back, those burdens? The emotions that I feel right now regarding the loss of my father and where I'm at is really in a state of gladness and thankfulness. And I know that sounds very odd, right? To look at the tragedy of my father's death. But in light of that, I can't neglect the gift of the dad that I have. It's only been the last couple months that I've really gotten to the habit of being able to share more about my dad through stories and jokes and things like that, and use his memories as a way of honoring him. Because of the work that we've been doing here at the Refuge Center, it's really made my life better in a number of different areas. Spiritually, in the way that in my time with the Lord, relationally, the way that I'm able to seek out healthy relationships and really cultivate healthy relationships. And then also just from a confidence standpoint, to know that the things that I struggle with, it's not a sense of shame, just a cause for how can we work through this and process it in the right way. Hope grows at Refuge Center because of the people that are here to help. And as long as there's people here to help, then hope will always grow.